As all of you know that in the previous video, that is of science 1, we started lesson number 2. In that we revised or we completed some of the points, that is the de Broglie triads, Newland's law of octaves. We also saw that why the classification of the elements, why it is necessary. We studied all those points. Now today we are going to study the Mendeleev's periodic table. In the previous lecture we saw that the Newland's law of octaves, it was it was not successful for all the elements. It was not applicable for all the elements, and so the other new scientist, that is the Mendeleev, came forward and he started studying the properties. And now in this lecture we are going to study how he tried to classify the elements. So we will study Mendeleev's periodic table. The Russian scientist Dmitry Mendeleev developed the periodic table of elements during the period 1869 to 1872 AD. So from the year 1869 to 1872, in this period he studied the all the elements and he tried to classify the elements and he formed the periodic table. Mendeleev's periodic table is the most important step in the classification of the elements. So Mendeleev's periodic table, it is one of the most important step, most contributed step for the classification of the elements. Mendeleev considered the fundamental property of elements, namely the atomic mass, as standard and arranged the 63 elements known at that time in the increasing order of their atomic masses. So friends, in the de Broglie triad we saw that he tried to classify the 30 elements known at that time, but now when Mendeleev started the classification of the elements, at that time near about 63 elements were known, and he tried to classify all these 63 elements, and he used the fundamental property of the elements, that is called as the atomic masses. So then he transformed this into the periodic table of elements in accordance with the physical and the chemical properties of these elements. So Mendeleev, he arranged all the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses, and along with that he also considered the physical and the chemical properties of the elements. Mendeleev organized the periodic table on the basis of the chemical and physical properties of the elements. These were the molecular formulae of the hydrides and the oxides of the elements, melting point, boiling point, and the densities of the elements and their hydrides and the oxides. So Mendeleev organized, he collected all the information regarding the properties, that is chemical and the physical properties of the elements. He considered the molecular formulas, he considered the chemical reactions in which the elements or the metals, they form the oxides and the hydrides. Along with that he also considered the melting point and the boiling point of the elements, and on the basis of this he tried to classify the elements. Mendeleev found that the elements with similar physical and chemical properties repeat after a definite interval of time. So Mendeleev also found the same thing, just like the Newlands, he found that after a definite interval of time, after the 7 elements, the 8th and the first element, the properties were repeated. Same thing was studied by the Mendeleev. He also saw that the properties of the elements repeated after a definite interval of time, after a definite period of time, the elements repeated their properties. So on the basis of this, Mendeleev stated, or Mendeleev formed a periodic law, that is the Mendeleev's periodic law, and the statement for this Mendeleev's periodic law was, that is the properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. So this is the only one line. So this one line, that is the Mendeleev's periodic law, that is the properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic masses. So this one line, it carries 2 marks. So in the exam the question will be asked, that is state Mendeleev's law. So this one line will give you 2 marks. So study or learn this law very perfectly. So as you can see here, I have drawn Mendeleev's periodic table. So Mendeleev's have drawn some vertical columns and some horizontal also. So you can see here there are the vertical columns, 8 columns you can see. So Mendeleev called these vertical columns or vertical rows as a vertical columns as a groups, and the horizontal rows he called them as a periods. So you can see here the horizontal rows are there, and those are 12 rows, and vertical columns are there, those are the 7 groups. So now we'll study about the merits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Merits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Merits means the advantages. So those advantages or those merits we are going to study now. Science is progressive. There is a freedom in science to revise the old inference by using more advanced means and methods of doing the experiments. These characteristics of science are clearly seen in the Mendeleev's periodic table. So as all of you know that we are very progressive in science and technology. And in science, the one thing is that there is a freedom to revise any topic at any time. So whatever the old inferences were there, whatever the old inventions were there, those old inventions were revised by the Mendeleevs, and by advanced means of technology, Mendeleevs tried to change those old inferences, and those changes we are going to study in this table. While applying the law that the properties of the element are a periodic function of their atomic masses to all the known elements, Mendeleev arranged the elements with the thought that information available till then was not final, but it could change. So Mendeleev used the periodic law, that is the atomic masses are the periodic functions. So those atomic masses were used by the Mendeleevs. He arranged all the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses, and Mendeleev, he also thought that whatever the information was available at that time regarding the elements, so that information was not enough, or that information is not fixed, that information can change any time. So this was mentioned by Mendeleevs, and as a result of this, Mendeleev's periodic table demonstrates the following merits. So we will see now the merits of the Mendeleev's periodic table one by one. So the first merit was atomic masses of some elements were revised so as to give them the proper places in the periodic table in accordance with their properties. So as I told you that Mendeleevs thought that whatever the information is there that is not fixed, that information can change. And in the first merit we can see that whatever the atomic masses of the elements were there, those atomic masses were revised depending upon their properties. Their properties were also newly studied, and depending upon their properties, some changes were brought about in the atomic masses. For example, you can see here regarding the beryllium, when Newlands he tried to arrange the elements. At that time we saw that the atomic mass of the beryllium, it was 14.09, and Mendeleev, when he revised the atomic masses, he revised the properties. At that time Mendeleev changed the atomic mass of beryllium, and from 14.09 it was converted to 9.4. So this is the one of the best example which will tell you that whatever the information is there regarding the elements that is not fixed, it can change any time. So these changes were brought about, and the correct value of beryllium was, that is the 9.4, and beryllium was placed before boron, because previously the atomic mass was beryllium was 14.09, and so beryllium was placed after boron. But now the revised or the new value. So when Newland he tried to arrange the elements in the increasing order of their atomic masses, in that case we saw that the atomic mass of beryllium was 14.09 and it was placed after boron. But now Newlands, he changed the atomic mass from 14.09 to 9.4, and so now we can see the change that beryllium is placed before boron. So this was the first merit of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Now the second merit, Mendeleev kept some vacant places in the periodic table for some elements not discovered till then. 3 of these unknown elements were given the names, that is Ica boron, Ica aluminium and Ica silicon, from the known neighbors, and their atomic masses were indicated as 44, 68 and 72. So now I have not drawn the complete table, but you can see here I have shown the 12 vertical or the horizontal rows are there, that is the, and the groups, 8 groups and 12 periods you can see Here I have not written all the elements in the table, but whatever the table is given in your textbook, if you will see that table, you will see that Mendeleev have kept some vacant places in the table. Why? Because those elements were not still discovered. So whenever the elements will be discovered, he will just place those elements in those vacant places. So some vacant places were kept by Mendeleev. And one more thing we can see here, that some of the unknown elements were temporarily they were given the names like Ica boron, Ica aluminium and Ica silicon from their known neighbors, and their atomic masses were indicated as 44, 68 and 72. Atomic mass of Ica boron was 44, Ica aluminium 68 and Ica silicon was 72. So according to their atomic masses, they were temporarily given the names as Ica boron, Ica aluminium and Ica silicon. Not only this, but their properties were also predicted. So not only the atomic masses were fixed, but along with that the properties were also studied. Okay, so as soon as the element will be discovered, it will be placed in that box or in that group or a period. So not only this, but their properties were also predicted, and later on these elements were discovered, and these elements were named as a scandium, gallium and germanium. So you can see here Ica boron, Ica silicon and Ica aluminium, which were temporarily named. Now the elements were discovered and they were given the fixed name. So Ica boron was named as a scandium, Ica aluminium, which was temporarily named, the fixed name was given to Ica aluminium, that is the gallium, and Ica silicon was named as a germanium. So this question can be asked for name the following, or it can be asked for match the following also. That is Ica boron was named as scandium, Ica aluminium gallium and Ica silicon as a germanium. The properties of these elements matched well with those predicted by the Mendeleevs. So, due to this success, all were convinced about the importance of the Mendeleev's periodic table, and this method of classification of elements was accepted worldwide. So, Mendeleev's periodic table was a successful one. Each and everyone accepted this table because we can see all the elements were properly placed, even the vacant places were there. So, it was accepted worldwide. Then the third merit will see that there was no place reserved for the noble gases in the Mendeleev's periodic table. So even the vacant places were there, but there were no vacant place for the noble gases. So as all of you know, there are the noble gases like helium, neon, argon, krypton, radon. So these all are the noble gases. So no place was there in the Mendeleev's periodic table for those noble gases. So what Mendeleev did? Mendeleev created a new separate group without disturbing all these elements. He created a new group which was called as a zero group, and in that zero group all the noble gases like helium, neon, argon, all these noble gases were placed in the zero group. So this new zero group was created by Mendeleev. So these all were the merits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. Now we'll go through some of the demerits, that is the disadvantages or some of the drawbacks we can say. All these were the merits, whatever we have studied, the three merits. Now we'll go through the drawbacks or the demerits of the Mendeleev's periodic table. The whole number atomic mass of the element cobalt and nickel is the same. There was an ambiguity regarding their sequence in the Mendeleev's periodic table. So what was the confusion again? That is we saw in the Daguerreanaer triad that cobalt and nickel were placed both together. In the Newlands also we saw they were placed together. So this was again confusion repeated in the Mendeleev's periodic table. The cobalt and nickel, as their atomic masses were same, so both the elements were placed in the one box. So this was one of the drawback. Next, second drawback or second demerit is there, that is the isotopes were discovered long time after Mendeleev's put forth the periodic table. So as the isotopes have the same chemical properties but different atomic masses, a challenge was posed in placing them in the Mendeleev's periodic table. Now one more challenge was there in front of the Mendeleev's, that is regarding the isotopes which were further discovered after the formation of this Mendeleev's periodic table. The isotopes were discovered. Now the question was there in front of Mendeleev's, that is where to place these isotopes which have the same chemical properties but they have the different atomic masses. So this was one of the challenge or one of the drawback or demerit in the Mendeleev's periodic table. Third one is there, that is when elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic masses, the rise in atomic mass does not appear to be uniform. So you can see here that the elements are arranged in the increasing order of their atomic masses. So whatever the rise is there in the atomic masses, so that rise was not uniform. You can see here whatever the elements are placed. For example, lithium and beryllium, atomic mass is 7 and 9.4. See the difference between 7 and 9.4. See the difference between 9.4 and 11. See the difference between 11 and 12. So whatever this rise was there, that rise was not same. That rise was not uniform. So it was not possible therefore to predict how many elements could be discovered between any two heavy elements. So this was again the confusion, that is, it became very difficult that how many elements yet to be discovered or how many elements are known. So it was difficult to recognize that. So due to this ununiformity, this was one of the drawback in the Mendeleev's periodic table. Now the fourth demerit, last one we'll study. Position of hydrogen shows the similarity with the halogens. For example, molecular formula of hydrogen is H2, while the molecular formula of fluorine, chlorine are the F2 and Cl2 respectively. Now you can see here the position of hydrogen, it is in the first group and period 1. Okay, but if we study the properties or if we study the molecular formula, we can see that the molecular formula for the of hydrogen is H2. Okay, molecular formula of halogens, that is the chlorine is Cl2, fluorine is F2, and even if when you go through the properties, we'll see that the properties of the hydrogen and properties of the halogens are nearly same, but still they are placed in the different groups. So again, this was one of the main drawback which we are able to see. In the same way, there is a similarity in the chemical properties of the hydrogen and the alkali metals. There is a similarity in the molecular formula of the compounds of hydrogen alkali metals. So you can see even one more thing is there, that there was also similarity in the hydrogen and the alkali metals, and even similarity in the properties of the hydrogen and the fluorine, but still they were placed in the different groups. On considering the above properties, it cannot be decided whether the correct position of hydrogen is in the group of alkali metals or in the group of halogens. So again there was one more confusion, that where to place the hydrogen, whether it should be placed in the group of alkali metals or whether it should be placed in the group of the halogens. Because property wise, the properties of the hydrogen and halogens are same, and when you go through the molecular formula of the compounds, the molecular formula of the compounds of hydrogen and the alkali metals is same. So there was a confusion that where to place the hydrogen. So these were the 4 drawbacks or the 4 demerits in the Mendeleev's periodic table. So in the exam, the merits and demerits of the Mendeleev's periodic table will be asked. It will be for the 3 or 4 marks. So you study them thoroughly. In the next lecture, we will study about the modern periodic law. Thank you.